Hello everyone, welcome to Fantasy Recaps Family. Today I'm going to show you a horror thriller film from 2021 titled Old. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie opens with a cute couple named Priska and Guy with their 11-year-old daughter Maddox and 6-year-old son Trent. They're going to a resort for their summer vacation. The resort's manager welcomed them. A hotel worker gave them different cocktails as a welcome drink. Priska was surprised by their greetings. Maddox and Trent enjoyed the resort since it has many candy stalls. Manager's nephew named Idlib introduces himself to Maddox and Trent and helped them to get ice cream. The whole family enjoyed the hospitality of the resort. Guy found a catalog of Warren & Warren Pharmaceutical Company in their room. Maddox and Trent got into their swimming dress and asked Guy to take them to the beach. Guy teased them, saying kids are not allowed on the beach. They began to have a comical fight and went to the beach. Maddox observed all the people on the beach. Idlib and Trent asked details of various people on the beach, like their name and country, and tried to remember all of them like a game. By this game, Trent came to know a cop on that beach. Idlib and Trent became close friends. In the hotel, it seems Priska is having cancer, so she planned to separate herself from the family. She came to the resort for one last family vacation and decided to tell this to the children. Guy tried to change her mind, but Priska is stubborn. Maddox and Trent overhears it from their room and they get upset. Idlib sent a puzzle game for Trent. Trent solved it. He says they'll eat ice cream the next day. Trent laughs and everyone went to sleep. The next day, the scene opens on an isolated private beach in the resort. A young rapper and his girlfriend are playing on the beach. The girl becomes naked and goes into the water for bathing. In the hotel, a doctor family is waiting for breakfast. The doctor name is Charles and he is with his wife Crystal, who has calcium deficiency, and with his 4-year-old daughter Kara and his mom Agnes. Suddenly, a lady named Patricia gets a seizure. Charles went to help her. Her husband Jarin said that he is a nurse and his wife has epilepsy. Charles helped her to recover. The hotel manager came to Guy and Priska and said there is an isolated nature-reserved beach in the resort and told them to visit there if they don't have any plans. He also said he will allow only VIP guests there. Guy and his family agreed to go there. The manager arranged a van for them. He also recommended the place to the doctor's family. Both families boarded in the van and went to that beach. The van driver stopped the van at the entrance and asked them to walk inside. He also gave them a lot of food. Guy questioned why they're giving so much food. The driver said it's for the kids and said he will be back at 5 p.m. to pick them up. Charles asked the driver to carry some bags to the beach. The driver said he had some urgent work and returned to the resort. They walked through some trees, shrubs, mountain passages, and reached the beach. The whole place looks like a magical world with long, wide ocean, tall mountains and trees. The rapper is sitting in one corner of the beach. All the family members created a tent-like structure using the umbrella and chair. Kids went to play. Agnes and Kara went into the water. Maddox saw the rapper and got excited. Guy asked Maddox not to disturb him. Everyone enjoyed the beach. Trent, Maddox, and Kara got hungry and began to eat the food. They found some rusted knives in the beach sand. Trent went inside the water. Suddenly, a dead body hit him. He freaked out. Charles, Guy, and the others took the dead body to shore. It's the rapper's girlfriend. Charles questioned him whether he killed his girlfriend. Rapper said she swam herself into the beach and died. They planned to call the police and decided to return to the resort. Jarin and Patricia arrived there, saying they missed the van earlier. Charles asked whether the van was waiting. Jarin said it left. Suddenly, Crystal arrived there and said something is wrong with Agnes. Charles went to see her. Agnes said she feels so tired and asked Charles to help others. Jarin went in search of the place to get cell reception. He went inside a cave. Suddenly, he blacked out and woke up in the middle of the beach. Patricia and Guy didn't understand what happened to him. Trent felt his trousers were hurting him. Priska felt something wrong with Trent and asked Charles to take a look at him. Charles said he looks fine and he is playing with Kara. On the other side, Agnes stopped breathing and died. Charles thought seeing murdered woman raised Agnes's blood pressure and it led to her death. He got more angry at the rapper. Trent and Maddox went to Jaron and asked about his profession. Jaron said he is a nurse and tells he can guess their age. He saw Trent and said he's maybe 10 or 11. Trent said he is just 6 years old. Maddox supported him. Patricia felt something wrong with them. Priska came there and asked Jaron whether he saw her kids. Jaron said they were playing with him. Trent and Maddox said, "I'm right here." Priska sees them and freezes. She has no words. It's a great shock. Trent and Maddox look so tall, and technically they were grown 5 years older. Guy also sees them and looks shocked. The same happened with Kara. Charles gets mad at the rapper and chases him. Both of them went inside the cave, blacked out, and woke up in the middle of the beach. All of them wondered what was happening and started to freak out. They tried to get out of the beach in all possible ways, but they blacked out again and again. Kids are growing older. They didn't get cell reception. Charles took a knife and stabbed the rapper. Jaron asked him to stop. Suddenly, the wound self-healed and disappeared. Everyone else's skin is shrinking like they are getting aged. Rapper said he didn't kill his girlfriend. He said she was sick and they came here to enjoy the trip. The kids have now become teenagers and they felt very hungry. Suddenly, they saw Agnes's dog die. Patricia assembled all of them in one place to know about each other, to figure out what's really happening. After a deep discussion, they figured out that everyone in the family is having some kind of disease or disorder. Suddenly, Priska fainted because of the tumor. The tumor grew larger. Using alcohol as a sedative, Charles began the surgery to take the tumor out. When he cuts Priska's body, it automatically heals. Then Charles cut her body again. The rest of them held her skin. Charles took the tumor out. Her body self-healed, and she woke up again. Rapper went to see his girlfriend's body, but it decomposed into a skeleton without any flesh. Priska said the body looks like 7 years of decomposition. Now everyone realizes that time moves faster on this beach. Like 30 minutes on the beach is equal to 1 year of normal time. They understood that's why the kids eat so much, because their cells are growing so rapidly. Trent and Kara are lying together in the tent, eating snacks. They felt something had changed between them. They are grown, and it seems they had sex. Now Kara is pregnant, but they didn't know any of this. Still, they are kids on a mental level, and they thought they were playing. Jaron said Kara looks like 5 months pregnant. He asked her to lay down on a mat. Everything starts speeding up, and Kara gives birth to a baby. The baby cried out loud, but it died. Crystal cried and asked Charles to get them out from the island. It seems Charles had a mental imbalance. He got so mad and stabbed the rapper continuously until he died, overtaking the self-healing. Jaron decided to swim across the beach to get help from the other side, and went inside the water. Guy said that at least one of them in each family had some disease, so he asked Priska how she found out about the resort. She said that she knows the name from the pharmacy and emails started to come. The same thing happened with others too. Now they realized that the resort manager chose them and made it seem like they never left home since they had their passports and they came in a special plane and car. Maddox went into the water to cry, but she found Jaron's dead body. Now they realized that it's not that rapper's fault. Kara decided to climb the hill to find a way out. Trent and others tried to stop her, but she continued to climb. She reached a ledge, but went unconscious. She fell down from that height and died. Guy asked the rest of them to stay together to be safe. Suddenly, Patricia had a seizure and died. It is getting dark. Guy began to lose his vision. Crystal's calcium deficiency began to weaken her bones. Priska began to lose her hearing skills, but both of them shared their feelings. It's nighttime. Maddox and Trent found a diary written by someone who got stuck in there before them. It said the high magnetism of Earth and deposition of special minerals in the beach for millions of years is causing human cells to age at a rapid rate. Trent realized if they could build something to protect the body from radiations, they could escape. Guy saw a man recording them using a camera from the top of the hills. Charles gets mental sickness and begins to stab Guy and Priska. Priska asked the kids to hide. They went inside a cave. Crystal was already hiding there. She tried to take a stone. Because of her weakened bones, it fell on her. Her bones broke and she died. Priska stabbed Charles with a knife. The infection spread rapidly and he died. Trent and Maddox burnt the papers to keep Guy and Priska warm. They sang together and began to sleep. The next day, both Guy and Priska died because of aging. Trent and Maddox are in their 50s. They decided to make a sandcastle. Trent remembered a puzzle which was sent by Idlib. He began to decode and found the sentence, "My uncle doesn't like corals." Now they realize corals may protect them from the radiation. It seems Idlib wanted to help them. They went inside the water and swam through the corals. Suddenly, Maddox got stuck. Both of them went inside the water and didn't come up. The van driver is the man who is recording them using a camera. He called the manager and said that they were dead and returned to the resort. But Maddox and Trent escaped from the corals using the gaps for breathing. It seems the resort is run by Warren & Warren Pharmaceutical, and the manager is the CEO of the company. They use those people as trial subjects to test their new vaccines and medicines on them. Because humans are aging fast on the beach, they are able to know the results which will happen after 10 to 15 years in a single day. And they give people their test medicine in the welcome drinks. Patricia had seizures her whole life, but the medicine they gave her stopped her seizure for 8 hours on the beach, which means 16 years in real-life time. Now they will share that medicine to the rest of the world. They celebrated this and the manager went to the resort to welcome their new test subjects. Trent and Maddox reached the resort and gave the diary they found on the beach to the cop who they met earlier and said what's happening there, while they were giving welcome drinks to newcomers. Maddox and Trent knocked down the glasses and said what's happening in the resort. The cop confirmed the names in the diary with missing names and called the police. Idlib came and meets Maddox and Trent. They thanked him. Police arrested everyone in the resort and closed the beach and banned Warren & Warren Pharmaceuticals. The cop helped Maddox and Trent to reach the airport and said he called their aunt for help. Trent said, what will she think if she comes to know a 50-year-old man is her 6-year-old nephew? Maddox comforted him, and the movie ends here. Much thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, consider subscribing to our channel. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.